Först och främst så skulle jag bara vilja önska er alla varmt välkomna. Mitt namn är Emily och jag jobbar med marknadskommunikation på KP och är väl lite TF utbildningsansvarig just nu. Så jag skulle bara vilja ta tillfälle i akt och önska er varmt välkomna och köra en snabb presentation av KP. Jag vet att vi har en hel del nya kunder som har kommit till oss. Så jag tänkte bara dra lite kort om oss då. Så KP är ju då den största distributören inom cleantech. Vi etablerades 2012 och har nu över 100 medarbetare. Jag tror att vi är uppe i 120 nu faktiskt. Vi har över 400 återförsäljare i Sverige, Norge och Finland. Och vi är en del av OKQ8 AB. Vi är givetvis certifierade också enligt Easee. Och vi bytte ju även namn i år. Vi gick från Kraftpojkarna till KP. I våran produktportfölj så finner man då solenergi, energilagring och laddinfrastruktur. Så då skulle jag egentligen tacka för mig och lämna över ordet till Daniel på Easee. Tar du över presentationen?
Yes, det vill jag göra. Tack så mycket. Det är kjempekjekt att kunna få vara med och snacka lite om Easee, både vem vi är och vad vi har att leverera. Så det är ju en spännande partner och väldigt käckt att kunna vara här med dere och visa vad vi har och vad vi kan tillby. Då tänker jag att jag ska ta oss och dela min skärm. Så här. Och så tar vi en stor med en gång här. Då tänker jag att vi startar bara med en gång. Jag heter Daniel. Jag jobbar då i Easee som partnersuccess. Jag bytte i mars i 2020. Och 2022 blir det väl, det är inte helt stödigt på svenskan. Och en fast kontaktperson för våra större parter då, i Easee som bistår med support, produktförståelse, informationsflyt. I tillägg till att ha webbinarer för kundecenter, elektrikere, projektledere och jobba i den nordiska marknaden så att våra parter kan få den bästa bistånd så att de kan bli mest selvstendige och bli så stora som möjligt. I tillägg så har jag med en kollega som heter Endre. Han är på väg in och vill besvara spørsmål live i chatten. Så det har du spørsmål om produkten eller vad som sker, så är det bara att spørre direkt i chatten och så vill vi besvara de fortløpende. Jag tänker att jag kommer att säga det här på engelsk, så hela presentationen vill gå på engelsk för att säkra att det är en god flyt i det här och mest sannsynligt så förstår de flesta mig på engelsk bättre än på norsk. Lite om agendan vår. Det här har du säkert sett. Sorry, about the agenda is already forgot. Who is Easee? Our products that we have now. How the load balancing is working, how it's connected, how to use it. A few tips and tricks about our installer app. How Wi-Fi and cell is set up. And our support and RMA processes, because there are a few things you need to know about this going forward. Short about Easee. Started in 2018 by 3 founders. Probably have heard they started at Subtech, but saw there was a market for the home offices on homes. So they left there, invested and started their own company and made the Easee charger. Up until now, we have 600,000 chargers sold, mostly in Europe, but a few outside the EU as well. We have now 9 offices. They're located in 3 in Norway, 2 in the UK, 2 in Germany, 1 in the Netherlands, and a few months ago, we opened up a new office in Paris, France. We are now selling our products in 19 countries, and we have plans to be available in all of Europe by this year. We'll see how that goes, but at least that's our plan and our ambitions. I also took with the revenue. This is not something we like to brag about, but we think it's a good statement to know that we have a solid product. A lot of people are buying it and they are trusting in our product. And that also means that we can reinvest We have now 490 employees, meaning we are investing in the company, getting new people so we can continue to make new product, but also we can not refurbish, we can improve the products we already have, making them better, making them newer, smarter things, making them easier to install and faster to install. Our vision is shaping the future of energy and shaping the future of business culture. Most people most likely have experienced a hardship at work. You have to give and give and give and not getting a lot back. And even after a good weekend, it's hard to start up on Monday again. We have only 24 hours a day, 8 for work, 8 for sleep, and the rest of the few hours is going to commuting, so it's not so much time for the family and your own interest. So after a day's work, you should be maybe not rested, but you should have a positive energy so you can use it with your family and enjoy life as well. And that's our philosophy. You should have a good work life so you can take that information and good positive energy home and contribute to have a happy family, happy life. And then you can take that back again to the office and be a more happy and more fluctuant person, because that gives back much more than it takes. So since 2018, we have pushed good values, and without getting too deep and too technical with our philosophy, we have determined that how we treat people around us is how we want to be treated ourselves. And that also goes for our partners. So when we goes into a partnership with other companies, we want to experience a good back and forth. Just like we have with KP, they are trusting in us and we want to be trusting in them. So we can have a good companionship on the way forward. Simply said, happy people equals happy products, which equals happy customers and planet. Easily said, if people thrives at work, they're going to make a better product. They're going to be happier. They're going to be it's going to be shown through the product. It's going to be a good product with good functionalities. The customer, also you and the end users, is going to be enjoy the product, and the consumer is going to use it and not going to be a one-time deal, buy it and throw it away. That's the vision. It's going to be a long-lasting, good product that just works. That was a really short introduction about Easee, just a start. And let's get over to our product as it is. This is the Easee chargers. Most likely, all of you have already seen it, touched it, and maybe even installed it. In 2001, we won the Red Dot Award for the design and the sleekness of this. When it was designed and launched in 2019, it was 4 kilograms lighter than all of our competitors. And that's because we have not bought any third-part component. It's all been designed and worked and made as one unit. And that's why it's so small. And that's also why it's so durable, because we have tested and made all the functionalities for this product to make sure that it's long-lasting, small, and functional. We have full control of the production line and all the units within it. And it's also made to be easy. As you know, it's a backplate, charge battery, and a front cover. Only 3 units, so it's fast to install as well. It's made in Norway in a factory, so it's also made for the Nordic climate. Norway, just like Sweden, has cold winters, harsh weather, and a lot of rains in the autumn and spring. So we have decided, we know that water is going to get in, penetrate somewhere. So instead of making the whole box waterproofed, we have thought of, if water gets inside, it also needs to get out. So it's going to be a lot of slots for water to escape and heat to escape. And the charge barrier itself is the one unit that is waterproof, protected by the front and back covers. Just a fun fact, we have installed 2 of these chargers on a floating dock in Stavanger, meaning is on the water in the sea. So we got cold, we got weather, the water raining, but we also got salt water. So it's made for electric boats and it still is functional. We had it there since the summer and it's working like a charm. So it's a very durable product that's made to last. When we tested and designed them, it's made to last for 20 years. So it should be a product that lasts longer than the electric car, hopefully. Why smart charging? We mean this is the way to go forward. The world is getting more and more electric. Just like I mentioned, you're gonna have electric boats, but also electric planes are now getting built and tested. And the power grid is not being built fast enough. As of now, there's too much strain on the power grid, at least it is in Norway. So you have to be planning who can use the power and when. So a few companies, luckily just a few as of now, are not allowed to build their factories in Norway because in that area, there's not enough power to go around. And luckily, the infrastructure is not being built fast enough, and that goes around for all of Europe. So what do? You need a smarter project, a smarter charger, a smarter product that also is future-proof to be part of the solution. So we can use the power when it's available, we can control it, and if it's a high power unit in the area, you can reduce the power usage on your own charger or chargers to have a better power network in the area. Also, at least in Norway, we have very fluctuating prices. So if you have a home charger, you can choose to, I'm going to charge the car at night when the prices are cheap. So you can just program it so it will charge at night. Or you can have a deal with a power company that has their own API that will automatically start and stop the charge when the prices are at the lowest. Yes. This is the two chargers, the home and the charge unit. As you can see, it's pretty much the same product. They are more alike than there are differences. So at first, we're going to go through what's alike, and afterwards we're going to look at the differences because there's a few points that needs to be known. They can both charge from 6 amp up to 32 amps. It's a built-in energy meter, which is been calibrated, so it's plus minus 2%. It can charge on an TN or IT network, and also it will automatically detect what power grid it is on, so you don't have to program that in as well. It has Wi-Fi and integrated eSIM, so it's possible to be standing outside or the remote area as long as there's cell phone coverage. You have offline communication, so even if you are at the site and it loses the signal or the Wi-Fi or whatever goes down, the charger will function and you can charge the car as normally. And also we have an offline mode. So if you need, if you have an equalizer, which we're going to get into afterwards, and it can't read the power usage on the building, it will go on to emergency mode. You can still charge the car, but not so much that it's going to blow the fuses. And of course, it has a built-in ground fault protection system, type B, as you can see here. That's the chargers, which is alike. And shortly, the differences. Mostly, it is just software, but the home charger is made for be 1 to 3 units, 1 to 3 charger on each circuit. It can only have a 40 amp a circuit on it. And it's got schedule and delayed start. You can choose if you want to have a weekend planned with start and stop, or just a one-time delayed start at this convenience. And of course, the charge has an 80 amp circuit you can put out and 1 to 101 charger per circuit. So you can expand it quite a bit. We do not recommend 101 chargers because you're going to get a lot of queuing and a lot of slow charging. but it's possible to have the chargers talk to each other and load balance themselves with up to 101 charger. And as well, it's made for MDU and public charging. Just one point about the public charging in the multi-dwelling unit. We have not included scheduled or delayed start on this site. And the simple explanation is, if you do it, most likely all of the residents is going to want to charge the car at night when the prices are at the lowest. And it's going to be too many cars to charge at a given time, and not everybody is going to get a full charge, or even a few might be set in queue and not have enough power when you're going to need the car the next morning. And that's the case. We have removed it so you can spread the charge on a much larger time frame. Yeah, short, I'm gonna just add as well, because we do get a lot of question on it. Why do we not have a fixed cable on the charger? And it's simply because, as we have seen, a fixed cable is the weakest link on the whole charger. It's the one that's been used to get in and out of the car. It's to get dropped in the ground. It's exposed for weather or moisture, and it's I want to know how much, but almost 9 out of 10 times there's something wrong. Is something wrong with the cable? And it would be a lot more beneficial for us to just change the cable instead of having an electrician come out and you need a whole new charger cable included. Also, if you do have a fixed cable, you also need to have planned out where is the charger going to be put. Can I have it outside? Can I have it inside the garage? Is the cable long enough? And it's going to be a lot more product that you need to have in stock with 3 meter, 5 meter, 7 meters. So it's just a lot easier for all parts to have fewer product lines, and the customer itself need to buy the charging cable at their convenience and how long they do need it. Next product, Easee Ready. I don't know how many of you have thought of it or know about it, but it is a most scalable, and I want to say a most sold product, but it goes a lot of these units. As you can see, it is just the backplate, same as the one with the Easee Hold and the Easee Charge, and just a blind cover. The thought is, and how it's being used, is if you make, let's say you're at home, and the car and the resident is going to have 2 charger, but I only have 1 electric car. So you have a car, 1 electric car day 1, and in 1, 2, maybe 3 years, they're going to get the second car, and then you're going to need a new charger. Then it's possible to keep down the cost, because once you're installing the first charger, you can also install this Easee Ready, make all the connection, program the unit in here. So when the customer gets his ChargeBerry in a few months or a longer time frame, they can just plug it in. It will go online. It will read the backplate and will be ready to use. So it's a good sales pitch to take in. We can make everything ready, and we can make it ready for your second car as well. And it's going to be cheaper for the customer, because they only have to pay for 1 trip and you have to connect everything, as well as you get a bigger job out of 1 customer. As well, in multi-dwelling units, at least in Norway, there's now come a law that you have to accommodate a multi-dwelling unit. It has to be ready for Easee, no, not for Easee, but for electric car charging. So here comes the kicker. Let's say there are 50 residents in a multi-dwelling unit, but only 10 or 20 do have a car. It's not fair that everybody has to pay to get a charger ready. Maybe you're not going to get an electric car, or maybe it's a much bigger time frame. This way, with the Easee Ready, you can make a deal with a multi-dwelling unit. You can install 20 Easee chargers and put them up, be ready to use, but also wire up and connect all the other 30s, but without the ChargeBerry. So you're keeping down the cost, and only the resident that needs to buy the ChargeBerry, who needs it for the electric car, will buy it. So it's a much better divide, and much more fair divided. It is possible to use this Easee Ready to make up a whole circuit of only Easee Readies. So no masters, no charge battery, no nothing. And we're going to go through it, how you do it in the later slide, because we can choose, you can choose dynamic master, meaning after you set up a whole circuit only with Easee Readies, you have programmed it, because you know when you program it using the Easee installer app, the first charger or the first backplate is automatically the master, but you don't know, is it resident 1 or resident 8 who's going to buy the first charger? It's impossible to know, and then you have to go back and change it. No, you put it on the whole circuit, and you use dynamic master in cloud. That means that the first resident who buys a charger and put it on will automatically be the charger. So it's number 1, number 8, and number 12 on this circuit. They will be the master and will be ready to use. So when the second unit hooks on, it's going to be the secondary unit according to the master. Unfortunately, you don't know if it's going to be in the middle, but at least you're going to have a master and it's going to be ready to use for all people. So you don't have to make a new trip out there. So, that was about the Easee Ready. It's not going to go into too much detail. And on this one, we do have an Easee base with 1, 2, or 4 chargers who can be connected. Just going to add, it is possible to use an aluminium and a copper cable when connecting this. That's all we're going to do about this, because that's the most frequent questions I do get about this unit. All right, Easee Equalizer. This is a product made for load balancing on the circuit. Highly useful in Sweden, because I do know that the main building have a low fuse. Most likely it's only 16 amp, at least that's I've been told. I've been in Sweden a few times. And with this unit, you can then fluctuate. So when the car is charging, if you have high power usage in the building, it will cut the power or reduce the power so you don't blow the fuse. It's made for a smart meter. You have to plug it in a HAN port or an equalizer or a P1 port. Unfortunately, in Sweden, there is no government control if it has to be one or the other. So there are mixtures of both, including in the same county. That's something you need to check out before ordering or installing it. It do have Modbus meter support if there's a site where there is no smart meter. It works for both home and charge units, so you can have it at both places. And it can talk to 20 masters or 20 different circuits. So you get 20 masters or 20 circuits, and each smart master has up to 101 charger. So you can use this one unit on a really large site. As well, it can phase balance, meaning if there are available power on another phase, it will direct the power there, so you can spread the power on the circuit and utilize the entire power. I will not show the video how it works, just going to be a theory, and now, because there's unfortunately too much lag when we're showing videos like this over Teams and others. All right, this amp, brand new product being built as we speak. It's going to fill a gap, big gap, at least in the rest of Europe, a few places in Norway, because it's made almost like a Modbus adapter. It's made for sites that don't have a smart meter, and it's made for use with solar power. So you now can choose, do you want to charge the car with solar power, solar and grid, or only the grid? So with this connected, it will read the power unit, the power in the building, how much is it used, and also how much are you producing. So you can choose what kind of energy you want to charge the car with. It's a lot easier to use. No, sorry, it's not. Yeah, it's a lot easier to use because you don't have to program it like a Modbus adapter, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. It comes with CT clamps, and it's gonna come with Rogowski coil before summer, hopefully. We don't know because Rogowski coil is hard to get. With the first unit, it's gonna be to 100 amp you can read, and 500 and 1000 at a later state. You can see up here, we got 6 slots. So this for L1, L2, L3, and for your own solar powered being made for L1, 2, and 3 for self-reduced power. And it will be connected to the equalizer, who then will talk to the Wi-Fi and the chargers. You can monitor this unit. In the package, it's going to be the amp. It's going to be a power line, CT clamps, 3 units, and a bracket for mounting. Only thing you need to know, it will not include the end sockets. This has to be made on site by the electrician. All right, it's going to be a fast introduction, not too much detail. All right, load balancing on site, how it works. This is a lot of information, so please just bear with me. Get the mouse as well here. Our chargers can talk to the other chargers on a site. You can see out here, we have one master in the middle. It will talk to the other secondary units on the same site. Unfortunately, they are locked to one circuit only. So if you have several circuits on one site, they will only talk to the same circuit. So you need a big main fuse if all the power is going to be used at the same time. You can see 80 to 240. So you need a big fuse. We do have a solution for this. If you do have either a small main fuse or there's not enough power, it's not a big enough fuse for the parking lot or whatever it would be, but you want to have high powered charging by the cars, it is possible to use the equalizer. As written static balancing here, because if you don't have a smart meter, you can set it as static load balancing, or you can have a wire to a smart meter so it will live monitor it. But in this example, it's a static balancing, but on each circuit, you want to get as much power as possibly available. So with this unit, you can have 100 amp on each circuit, but with the equalizer talking to all the master, it will always know how much power is in use and not go over the 100 amp that is set. The beneficial of this, you can get, if you have several cars, you can have, let's say you have 8 cars here and 2 cars on the column B. It will divide the power 80% to column A, 20% to column B, and 0 to the column C. And if it gets a new car on the column C, it will redirect the power. But the thought is you can charge a lot faster and a lot quicker, but it will never go over the given size, and we will distribute this equally. Hopefully that was understandable. If not, please ask a question. I will take it up at the end. And this is the amp. As you can see here, we are monitoring the L1, 2, and 3 at the building, so you know how much power is being used, and it will be divided by the charger. The equalizer will talk to the master, and it will divide the power equally. And as well, an e-mobility fuse. That's a digital fuse that you can enter in the system, for instance. So you have a sub fuse. So if you have a big site, 200 amp is the main fuse of the building, but you have redirected 100 amps. It's going to be used for charging the cars. But a few times it is possible for the inhabitants to use more power. Let's say it's Christmas, a lot of people is using a lot of power. The stove is on, the heating is on, and the resident is going to use more than the 100 amps. Let's say they're going to use 150 amps for a short period of time. Then the system will know that 100 amp is being used at this moment, and it will reduce the power for the circuits. Then it's only going to have 50 amps left for the circuit till the power drops, and it's more available power for the charging again. So you get a live monitor, so you can utilize the most of the power at any given time. That was shortly but directly about how load balancing works. Next, we're going to go through the installer app, and hopefully all of you are using it. It's a lot quicker than it used to be, when you had to put a ChargeBerry in the backplate, program it, and move it all the time to a new backplate, to a new backplate, to a new backplate. With this unit, you can just program it and just scan all the backplates. It's a lot faster. As well, it is possible to scan it and program it before you go on a site, so it's ready to use. It does not need to be hooked onto power before you are scanning it. So it can be pre-done before you travel on a site. Few things you need to know. Hopefully you use this all the time, but you can choose which site it's gonna be put at. So is it gonna be a charge site or a home site? And this needs to be done correctly, because as you know, you only have 40 amps at a home and 80 amps at a charge site. So if you mix this up, the load balancing won't work. We get a lot of error codes, and it will not be functional for the end users. As well as selecting the operator. As long as you don't have an agreement with another company that have their own API, their own backend, it should always be Easee as the operator, because then the end user can use our app, our system to control the chargers. So don't leave it blank, and only put in another operator if you are on a job for them that have their own API and backend system. Right, a little dry. Wi-Fi. As you know, it is Wi-Fi connection. If you do push this one, no Wi-Fi available, the charger will automatically go to cell coverage. But if you do select Wi-Fi, you have two ways to do it. You could either scan a QR code. If you have printed it out on paper with a password and SSID, it will automatically fill it in. If it's a big site, you know it's going to be using the same network, the same SSID, and the same password over and over again. You can just print it out on a QR code and scan it, and it will automatically fill in. Or if you have several circuits you're going to put in, you can push select Wi-Fi and reuse Wi-Fi. Then it will copy what you had on the circuit 1 to circuit 2 and circuit 3. So you can just reuse it. And if your phone is logged on the current network that you are going to be using, you can just press use phone network, and we will fill in the SSID and password automatically. This is only available on Android as we speak, because iPhone has higher security settings, so it's not available on iPhone yet, unfortunately. And then, as you know, is it just to scan the backplate, so it's upload information, and be ready for the ChargeBerry. And as well, a small regulation. If you have noticed, if you're on a site, you've done everything right, everything's good, but the customer says they need a bigger or smaller fuse on a circuit, then you do need to remove and delete the whole circuit and reinstall it, because regulation says it can't be changed in the software. We are looking into this to get to how we can abide by the law, but as of now, you have to delete the whole circuit and re-enter the circuit, the fuse size, and rescan it. Luckily, it's a really fast job. If you're on a site, just unplug all the ChargeBerry, go into Tools in the installer app, and delete backplate. So it's just like delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it, delete it. Find the site you're on, add new circuit, fill in information, just scan the backplate, scan the backplate, scan the backplate, scan the backplate, and replace the ChargeBerry. So yes, it is a little bit cumbersome, but at least it's a fast solution for it. And we are looking for a better solution at it, but due to regulation, it's not a fast solution we can get to. And a really important thing, you do need to upload it to the cloud before you put on ChargeBerry. So you need to complete the entire installation in the ChargeBerry before you put on a ChargeBerry. If you don't do this, the ChargeBerry is going to read the backplate. It's going to connect to the cloud. It's going to be, oh, there's nothing here. I have nothing to connect to. And it's going to make its own site so it can be found in the system again. Then you need to find the system, send it to the right site. And it's a lot of cumbersome work, and you most likely have to call the support phone to help you to find it and send it to the right site. It's a lot. Just complete installation, complete the whole process and installer app, upload it, and then put on the ChargeBerry. Then it's no problem. Work every time. All right. We'll start with the big picture in the bottom. If you have put up empty backplates, Easee Ready is already to use the whole circuit, but there are no masters yet. Go and enter to cloud, log in, select edit, and set circuit to Easee Ready. Then the first ChargeBerry that is put on this circuit is going to automatically be designated as the master. Little fun facts: if you're on a TM network, the charger will auto select the phase. So it will ask the car, do you want 3-phase? Get a yes or no answer, and ask, do you want a 1-phase? Yes or no answer. If it's on IT network, it will automatically be locked to 1-phase, but it is possible for you in the installer app as well as the end user to lock it to 1, auto, or 3. But just know that that is on IT is always locked to 1-phase. When you transfer ownership from the installer app, you will still remain admin on site if you have to do changes. And on big sites, we do see that the customer asks, how does Easee Key works? Can you do it? Can we fix it? We recommend that site owners get their own Easee Keys and do this all by themselves, because it's a lot of work if you're going to have to assist them in all this in this process. It's a lot easier for the customer to either add all their Easee Keys on themselves and hand it out, or if all the resident has to make their own Easee account and add the Easee Key to their account. Next is going to be about cell and Wi-Fi, how it works really fast, but how it works in Sweden. Start with the mobile network. We are using, as we speak, Tele2, Telia, and Telenor as our provider. And also they are using roaming. So the charger will get the signal from all operators and will automatically select the best connection. And if it is some changes, it will also change if it gets a better connection from another provider. So you don't have to change it, you don't have to think about it. The charger will automatically select the best coverage if it's on 4G or 2G. You also need to think about is wasn't written here. The phone uses this different megahertz, meaning it's on different wavelengths. So even though you have a great cell coverage on your phone, the chargers might not have any cell coverage. And interchangeable, you can have a charger that have a high connection, but your phone has nothing. That's because it goes in different broadbands and wavelengths. So it's possible that you might not get the same coverage on these two devices. If you are choosing to get an antenna to boost the signal in the local area, you also need to know that or check, is it using LTE-M? Because a lot of the boosters are only boosting the signal for the phone wavelengths and usage, not for LTE-M, which is the wavelength all small electronic use. Wi-Fi. We are only using 2.4 gigahertz on our chargers. It's capable up to 100 megabits, so it's more than sufficient. And also, it has the biggest and longest, it has the longest wavelength. We have seen on a few routers that some ports are blocking the communication with the clouds. So I've written down the port that needs to be open. It seems to be a little cheaper Wi-Fi routers have a higher security settings, or it just blocks a lot more of the signal, so you might get offline. The charge goes offline because the signal is being blocked by the router. If you do not have a mesh network that has the same network name everywhere, we have seen that it might be useful to have an different SSID. So SSID 1, 2, and 3. This is because a few times, not always, but we've seen some chargers on this end has reconnected with an access point that's much more farther away. And even though it has a signal, it's a bad signal, but it won't give it up because it has a connection. So if you have a big site with a lot of coverage, it might be smart to have different password names on the different structure of the building. So all chargers are connected to the closest access point. Mustn't do it, but it's recommended if you don't use a mesh network. All right. Last thing we're going to go through is a new software, which we have just launched. It's called My Company. And the thought is it's used for a company to be able to register themselves and also all the installer who works at this site. So you have to register your company, and they have to send an invite to all of their installers who will be added to this company. The best thing about this, when you now make an installation using your installer app, you are registered to a company, so it will automatically be uploaded to the company. So it's going to be on your installer app, but it's also going to be in My Company. Meaning, if you are sick or someone is quitting or leaving the job, the company still have all the sites in their name. So they can send a new electrician when they need it the same day, because all people who are registered within this company do have access to all the sites. So it's a lot easier to manage. No longer is it just on the installer app for the one user who has to resend the invitation. You can register the company, and they will have access to all the chargers, all the sites that has been made by your installers. Once the electrician are registered at your company, they will automatically be uploaded, as I said. But all the other sites that is not been made as when it was My Company has to be manually uploaded. So then you just need the the admin access, and they can take all the sites they have installed and upload into the cloud. So if they get admin access to My Company, they can upload all their sites into the cloud, so My Company has control over every site. To get this access, the owner or the manager at the company has to call Easee, and we will send a mail with an invite. You're going to get the phone number a little later, but you have to have a generic mail, make My Company. And once we send you this mail, you're going to get two choices: either make My Company and a small short video on how it's used, how the thought is, how the process is. So you need to watch the video first, so you know how it's built up and how it's used. The video is made by the people who made My Company, so it's a really informative video on how it's being used and what the thought behind it is. So, all right. Easy support. We do have a phone number. We do have connecting. We are available. As you can see here, we do have a phone number is manned on Norwegian time from 8 in the morning to 4 in the evening. It's a phone number made for electrician. So when you're on a site, you can't get a charger to work, there is something wrong, please call us. We are available and can help you. And as long as the charger is online and connected to the cloud in some way, we can most likely figure out what's wrong. Important, do not share this customer with the other end users. Thing is, if more and more end users get this phone, they're going to call us and they're going to clog up our phone line. So when you are calling us, it's going to be a longer waiting period. So it's a phone number for you, made for you, please use it. And also for my company, so we can send you a mail, call us at this number. End users can get in touch with us by writing, submit a request at this link, but also just go into easee.com support and they can find us. Best thing here, status page. We will update if we are having problem with our cloud connection, third party. So you can see if a site goes down, you can check this site and see if it's a problem locally or is it an Easee problem? Because if it's an Easee problem, it's not much you can do, then we have to fix it. And as well, the knowledge base, which we are constantly updating. Our new product, how they work, recommendation, books, white paper, all is being put here so you can have the information you need. And the last thing, we do have a 5-year warranty. And that's not from when the product was bought, but that's from when it was installed. So when you have installed it and it's ready to use, then the warranty starts. So it's we have trust in our product that it's going to work at least the 5 years. At least the 5 years it's great, but the warranty lasts. But as I said earlier, we do have tested it for 20 years. So it should be a stable and long-lasting product. A small thing about the product. Most problem is solved by remote support, either by you going into the cloud and changing the settings, or we from Easee going in and changing the settings, doing different things, or even an update for the charger, for all the charger or equalizer, what it must be. As of now, we have a 0.02% factory fault, meaning out of 600,000 sold units, only a few has sent back in return due to factory damage. And since there are so few product that fails, Easee needs to approve a problem with the product before RMA is approved. So when you're on a site, the charger, it only glows red, it's not turning on, it's just dead, whatever it might be. You have to call our support number. We will need to look at it. And if we agree there is something wrong with it, there is something wrong with this charger, we will approve it and send a new charger either to the company or directly to the end users. So even though it's a bit harsh, please do not just change the charge berry at the customer and take the broken one with you and try to make the RMA process once you get back to the office, because we need to be on site and check it and know that there is something wrong with it before we approve the change. That's why you have the phone number. So, a few minutes left. I'm going to go quickly through the new and upcoming products and services. We are introducing Bluetooth to our charger. They have always had the Bluetooth installed, but it has not been activated. So when Bluetooth goes live, hopefully in a short time, the interface is going to go away. So we won't be able to hold in the touch button and go directly to the Wi-Fi, local Wi-Fi that the charger makes. The reason is because Bluetooth is more stable, it's a lot faster, and you can use it if you're underground or you're at a site where there is no Wi-Fi, no cell coverage, but you can talk directly to the charger at a much faster pace. The best thing is also, it's going to be in the installer app. It's also going to be in the end user app. So if a customer, let's say something drastic happened, our cloud goes down and the cable is locked in the charger. So instead of doing the emergency mode and try picking up the locking cable, the end user can just start Bluetooth and talk directly to the charger without going up and through the cloud with for the signal to go through, and just use it as it was connected online and open and change and set it to the charging schedule, whatever it must be. You can talk directly to the charger. Other products that we are working on. We have the MID certification. EU has come with a lot of much stricter rule about the charging and when you're going to sell your own power. So this is not for home use. This is not for multi-dwelling unit. This is for big companies who are selling their powers. So then the customer needs to know what it costs, how much they've charged, and the cost and charge, and it needs to be on display. This is EU regulation, which will be coming. We don't know yet. A few countries have started it, but it's a product that we are working on and hopefully going to be launched early next year. We have no idea on timeframes. So don't take anything, but it's going to be a product to meet this demand. We do have the amp, which I talked a bit earlier about, and Easee DC, we call it. We do believe that it's possible to have DC charging at home as well. This is a much longer time frame. It's nobody's working actively on it, but we are looking into how to solve it because we are losing a lot of energy converting from AC to DC. Because, as you know, the charger is just using AC to the car, and the car has to change it from AC to DC, and it's between 10 to 30% of the energy is lost in heat in this process. And that's energy that could be beneficial for a lot of people, at least in a large scale. And as well as Easee Pay, meaning you don't have to have MDUs doing all the administrative work on how they're going to charge the end user, who's going to pay for the usage of the power. If only a few people are using electric car, it's not fair. It should be divided on all the residents. So now each resident is can pay for how much power they are using and charging. As well at office spaces, at the company office, you can have if you're going to charge a car privately, you can do it at work and just buy the power instead of having it to include all the tax and all the revenue, not the revenue, all the taxes and all the legal stuff that happens when you have to charge at work as a private person. They're in the test phase as of now. We are having it in Norway, several sites, and it seems really promising. So it's probably going to be launched on a wider scale in a short time frame. Last thing, because I do know that it's a lot of sites that are outdoor who don't have Wi-Fi, because as of now we do need Wi-Fi for load balancing a large site in different circuits. We are looking into being able to load balancing it through the cloud, so it only needs connection through the cell coverage to be able to load balance a bigger site. As of yet, this is just something concept. We want to do it. It's not being worked on as we speak, so it's can't give any time frame on it. But we do know that this is something that is wished for, and we are going to get a solution for this. But unfortunately, we don't have a time frame on it. A little bit repetitive. So that was the presentation. On a lot of information in a short hour. So if you do have any question, we do have 5 minutes left for questions. All right.
Under tiden skulle jag vilja hoppa in också bara och tacka er alla och tacka dig Daniel för en superbra utbildning.
At least I can't hear you. Sorry, my fault. The speaker is turned off.
Okej, bra. Hör du mig nu?
Yes, loud and clear.
Tack er allihopa för ert deltagande och tack Daniel för en superbra presentation. Jag kommer att skicka ut till er allihopa själva inspelningen så att ni kan titta på den i efterhand om ni skulle önska det. Och när jag skickar ut det kommer jag även skicka ut en enkät där jag skulle vilja be om era åsikter om vad ni tyckte om dagens utbildning. Så att vi kan fortsätta utveckla oss inom våra utbildningar. Så tack för idag!
Tack för att vi kom med. Det var kjempekjekt. Vi ser fram till att kanske få gjort det här igen med nya produkter. Kanske lite mer specifikt om det enkelte ting som går igen som är lite mer spörsmål. Så kan vi gå lite mer i dybden på vad det är som sker och varför det sker. Så det är lättare att ha en mer förståelse än en lite sån enkel än som vi hade denna gången.
Exakt, och jätteviktigt också att ni uttrycker det i enkäten som jag skickar ut. Vad det är ni skulle vilja veta mer om, så kan vi göra det i nästa utbildning då.
Yes.
Grymt! Ska vi runda av för idag då? Eller har vi fått in någon mer fråga?
Ja, Equalizer AMP vill bli tillgänglig för vanliga installatører. Det har fått ett L-nummer, så det vill vara möjligt att beställa. De är nu i produktion, så de har inte kommit ut helt ännu. Men i løpet av våren så vill de vara tillgänglig för beställning för alla parter. Okej, hvis det inte var något mer då så...
Då rundar vi av och tackar. Yes! Tack så mycket allihopa. Ha en fin dag.
Yes. Ha det gott!
Hej då!